evening and welcome to UCTV News. I'm Julia Gorman.
And I'm Vincente. We are live here tonight with your weekly UCTV News update. A Busby dorm break-in has police warning UConn students to lock their doors. Police say that a man entered a girls' dorm room in the Busby suites at around 5:30 a.m. Sunday morning and attempted to get in bed with her. The woman was not injured, and according to police, she was able to push the man out of her room. On Monday, the UConn police sent out a crime alert email to all students notifying them of the incident and providing tips on how to stay safe. The male offender was described as tall and he was wearing blue checkered boxers at the time of the break-in. If you know any further details about the incident, UConn police are asking that you call them at 860-486-4800. You can also use their anonymous tip line, crimealerts@uconn.edu.
And 5 students are gearing up for UConn's 4th annual public speaking competition next week. The event will kick off at 6 p.m. on Monday and will be hosted by the Communication Society, with 3 people judging the competition. Contestants are asked to provide insight on this year's theme. What role does social media play in political and civil discourse? UCTV News' Grace Gagnon was at the Student Union Theater getting all of the details.
For some people, public speaking is their biggest fear. But for 5 UConn students, it's an opportunity to be named UConn's best public speaker. In less than 1 week, UConn students will be on this very stage to compete in the 4th annual public speaking competition.
Some of the best reactions I've gotten from undergraduate students have attended is their utter surprise at how great the show was, how much fun they had, how enjoyable, the perspectives that were shared by their peers.
The contestants' speeches are based off of this year's theme. What role does social media play in political and civil discourse?
I'm excited to see people's different perspectives. I think that social media is really personal to each and every person. They use it for a different reason. They like different things about it. So I think it'll be interesting to see what they all have to say and how they think it influences our lives today.
Jen Bernstein and Al Terzi are on the panel of judges along with Ann Oldorf-Hirsch, who says she is looking for contestants to articulate their viewpoints well.
There's a lot of information out there, so kind of distilling it to maybe like one real takeaway message.
The competition is set to take place on Monday, April 3rd at 6 p.m. in the Student Union Theater. Reporting from UConn Stores, I'm Grace Gagnon, UConn News.
A Manchester man is facing charges after he was arrested Monday for possession of child pornography. Police say 50-year-old James Hall turned himself in on an arrest warrant for 2 counts of possession of child pornography and 1 count of promoting a minor in an obscene performance. The arrest comes in after an investigation by the Center for Digital Investigations and Connecticut State Police. Hall is held on a $500,000 bond and is scheduled back in court April 11th.
The UConn women's basketball team has advanced to their 10th consecutive Final Four game after their 90-52 victory against the Oregon Ducks last night. Highlights of the game include Nafisa Collier scoring 28 points and Gabby Williams with 25. This game marks the Huskies' 111th consecutive win this season, granting coach Gino Auriemma the most NCAA tournament victories with 113. The Huskies' next game will be Friday when they face Mississippi in Dallas in the national semifinals.
Facebook is making some big changes to their popular social app that will let your camera do the talking. The company announced a new update taking effect Tuesday will include filters, stories, and animations. The new Snapchat-like features will make it easier to update your friends with pictures and videos throughout the day. Facebook tried to buy Snapchat a few years ago after their massive success, but the company turned down their offer.
President Trump plans to sign an executive order today that will undermine the work of former President Obama's climate change legacy. Trump plans to withdraw and rewrite the Clean Power Plan, Obama's policy that works towards ending global warming dating back to 2014. The change will work to increase the nation's energy independence and create lost coal mining jobs. However, Robert W. Godby, an energy economist at the University of Wyoming, says that the new order would keep mines marked for closing open. He says, however, the mines that are staying open are using more mechanization. They're not hiring people. And so even if we saw an increase in coal production, we could see a decrease in coal jobs. Regardless, legal experts predict it will be years before Trump can diminish the plan, as it is currently frozen by a Supreme Court order.
Gun control advocates are taking action against the Connecticut Supreme Court's dismissal of a lawsuit against the maker of the rifle used in the Newtown shooting. Advocates are asking the state Supreme Court for permission to argue against the dismissal of the case, saying it sets a bad precedent for future lawsuits. Some families of the victims from the Newtown shooting filed the suit and are appealing the decision to the Connecticut Supreme Court. The judge rejected those families' arguments that the lawsuit against North Carolina is allowed under exceptions.
A UConn student and former football player was arrested Friday in connection to a home invasion, robbery, and burglary incident back in February. Isaiah Sidney Colebrook, aged 18, faces 9 separate charges, including 6th-degree larceny and 1st-degree burglary. UConn athletic spokesperson Mike Enright says Colebrook was only on the Huskies football team for 2 weeks before voluntarily leaving. He never actually played a single game, yet his name is still listed on the UConn Athletics website. Colebrook is due back in court on April 4th.
It's a shame that he never got to play on the team even once.
For sure, but disappointing to see in general a UConn student facing charges like that, for sure. That's all we have time for here tonight on UCTV News. Thank you for joining us for our live weekly broadcast.
Be sure to watch us on our YouTube UCTV channel 14 and like us on Facebook for constant news updates around campus. From all those of us here at UCTV News, thank you and good night.